hello there.
What you doing, Miss?
Waiting on you,
Mr. Olson. That was his name, Olson. Mr. Olson. Is that his name? Dennis the Menace neighbor.
Oh no, Mr.
What's it, Mr. O? Mr. O? I thought it was Olson. No.
It's close to that, but I want to
Isn't
say
it like a good Scandinavian name, Mr.
Son of Old.
Mr. O. Mr. Ols. Mr. Nielsen. No, Mr. Knowles. I thought it was Olson. No.
I thought it was Mr. Or oh boy,
Mr.
And the Thompson Twins. They both live next door.
Wait. Hold me now. Oh, hold my.
I don't even.
Wait.
Stay with me.
Yeah, there it is. I haven't thought of that song in years. I mean, years.
I don't know that I have ever known what they're saying in that song.
No,
certainly not the response people like the when they're saying "Hold me now," and you hear the people going. I have no idea what those guys are, and they sound like cartoon characters. It's like there's like a little chorus of
that's terrible.
cartoon mice or something. No,
cartoon mice.
Not anymore, man.
How do you get that high?
It's got to be the 80s, I think.
I can't get that high.
Yeah.
So, oh my goodness. I'm happy to announce that the turtle seemed to have crossed the road just fine. We talked about that last week.
That is good news.
It was weird.
I was worried about him.
I was worried about him.
I know.
I mean,
neither of us enjoyed the thought of Mr. Turtle getting destroyed.
Anything. Yeah. I mean, I did think of the So did he make it across himself? Did somebody actually stop and risk their own life to move him? In which case I felt like, oh, wow, maybe I should have done that. I kind of felt bad about it. I have done that. Have you done that? Have you ever moved a turtle?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I think good people. I think it's
And the thing is that when I see them and they're like out in the middle of the street, I'm like, you're too slow. You need to go to one side or the other of the street to save your life. But you know what? Kudos for getting that far, considering how slow they are. Well done.
We have seen them move fast. These turtles here in Florida.
Yeah, that's true. When there's alligators around,
they can move pretty fast. I've seen them like slide down. They could go down the bank real fast into the water.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but so maybe he was moving fast, but he actually just stopped. Maybe he got halfway. He's like, "This is a safe spot. No one crosses the yellow, right?" And then
I've been watching.
Then I did think of some tragic things, like maybe he did get like clipped and then like it spun off, and then so there was no like obvious sign that anything happened, but it's off the road somewhere.
Kind of like did the Darth Vader at the end of A New Hope, and like twang, and he goes shooting off into space.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of, like that. Just like that. Yeah, except without somebody saying, "You're all clear, kid."
Let's blow this thing and go home.
Which at that point you're like, home. Like, where exactly is home at that point?
Yeah.
It wasn't time for Luke to have a conversation like that. Like, so, like, what do you mean by home?
It's like, Han, have you seen my home? Number one, I think it's still burning.
Too soon.
Yeah, that what you're smelling, that's not Aunt Brew's cooking. That's Aunt Brew.
No. Oh. I never did understand why the bodies were the stormtroopers shot them. I guess they burned them. Like stormtroopers don't really do that unless they're like the flamethrower kind of like the flamethrower stormtroopers, but they don't really have those then. I don't.
Well, I
really
mean,
weird.
Theoretically, I guess they did. We just never saw them in the movie.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
that was weird
because they didn't burn the Jawas, so that wasn't like their MO. Weirdly enough, Obi-Wan and Luke burned the Jawas. Which everybody burning everything. Tatooine's a really just weird place, man.
That's sight. And the way they just kind of throw them onto the pile like
C-3PO's bringing them over there and dumping them on the like that here. I didn't like you guys anyway.
Did he toss them or did they take them from 3PO? I think
I think 3PO tossed him on there.
It's the one time he was actually useful in that way, like a functional.
And he said he didn't abide Jawas or whatever. So I can't abide that, whatever. And then, he's like, to kind of put punctuation on that thought, just kind of unceremoniously dumping them on the fire. Big pile of them. Yeah. That had to smell bad.
Of course, that's what, and Boba Fett did that with the, spoiler alert, Boba Fett did that with the Tusken Raiders, the Sand People, too.
Oh, right. Now, that seemed to have a bit more of a sort of
ceremonial
this is how we do it. A very ceremonial
This is how we do it. This is how.
This is how we burn our adopted families. Jeez. Everybody burning their adopted family.
Wow. People are listening. They're like, they're like, you know what? A minute and a half in, I didn't think I'd be begging them to go back to the Thompson Twins. but now I'm thinking we could use some more Thompson Twins right now. All right, like, this isn't exactly what I signed up for.
Well, that's what we try to bring to you here is a little newness every week.
Speaking of newness, I have a tale to tell.
Do you?
Yes.
Is this the tale of?
We're gonna call it Jonathan and Logan.
Jonathan and Logan.
It's almost biblical.
Almost.
Yeah.
Is it biblical or it's a X-Men thing?
No, not that kind. I don't know.
Snicked.
So it was like a weird hour in Epcot Center the other day.
Weird hour.
Golden
hour. Happy hour. Weird hour.
Got a lot of those. There's more weird hours than golden hours, as it turns out. And we just finished eating in Sunshine Seasons. I was there. Michelle was there. Henry was there. We had done the Guardians thing. Not to brag or anything, but we had done the Guardians thing, and then we were waiting to do it one more time because we had gotten the virtual queue thing. I had actually purchased. I did the lightning lane.
Yeah.
Individual lightning lane. You're welcome, Bob. You're welcome. And then I did, but I also got the virtual queue for late. So it worked out.
Cool.
So I could do it twice.
Right. Double whammy.
I gotta get a little. Okay, it may be the best attraction in Walt Disney World.
True.
So there's that. Okay.
Certainly the best safety video.
I was gonna say there's this weird moment, and I gotta tell you, like, I knew it was there, but because I had been there for the originally for the pass holder preview, and it wasn't running.
Yeah, it was that weird little
the safety video.
Had, yeah.
I had since seen someone post a picture of said video, certain still frame shot, right?
Yeah.
And so I knew, but I didn't know where it was, like physically where, I couldn't imagine where is this going to show up. I don't know where. I couldn't think about it. So when I'm going across the catwalk, another song there, on the catwalk, doesn't she shake her little booty on the catwalk? Yeah, that's it.
Shake my little tush, I believe.
That's it. I shake my little on the catwalk. If there's not a playlist created from this episode,
this episode alone,
I don't know. So
I'd have to make a Spotify thing and post it or something.
Oh, absolutely you do. Yeah. So as we're going across the catwalk, going across the catwalk.
I'm too sexy for this ride.
and I'm looking up, and there are the screens. Now there's 2 screens, if I remember correctly. There's 2 screens, maybe 3, but I think it's 2. And they're showing the video. And I'm watching, and Henry, God bless him, he wants me to hold his phone for him.
For the ride, or just
because he's afraid it's going to come out of his pockets.
Oh, I see.
So this is the moment where he chooses to hand me the phone. Now, mind you, there were so many other points in this queue where we were standing still, and that would have been a great time to have a safety video running so I could watch it and learn from it, right?
Yeah.
But no, it's just right here on the catwalk, where we
all of us together are shaking our little tushes.
No one's going to walk across. No one's going to experience this attraction ever again the same way. So in fact,
if we accomplish one thing, I hope it's that.
It should just be added to the mix. So we're going across the catwalk, and then and he hands me. That's when he chooses to hand me the phone. No, in the traffic, we're moving quickly at this point. Like there's no hold up, and I'm watching, and he hands me the phone. I'm like, what are you? And I get mad at him. I said, what are you doing? Like that. And he looks at me like, I'm sorry. Like, what? What? I was like, I'm trying to watch the video.
I need to know what to do. Do I pull down on the bar? Do I lift up?
I was like, I'm trying to see Marcus. I'm watching Marcus. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. It's okay.
Now, I happen to know if he had watched the safety video, there's a thing about putting your cell phone in the little bag.
In a little pocket. Well, here's the thing. So and he's right about this because he said, I'm afraid, and God bless, like, I know genetic, we've done the what do you call it? The ancestry, gene thing. So, right. Yeah. So I do know that he's my son that way. But there are these other moments in life where that's my boy.
You don't need anything to do with DNA to tell you this. That right there.
Right. Because he says to me, because I said, he said, I don't even have to point out that there's a pocket. He says, I don't want to put it in the pocket because I'm afraid that I will forget it. I'll leave it in the pocket.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, and I will be, this is the best part, I'll be distracted on the ride worrying that I'm going to forget putting it in the pocket.
Yeah.
And I was like,
your kid.
Yes. Absolutely. He's like prospectively worried about worrying about his. It's like
he's meta worrying.
Yes, that's an appropriate concern. Yes. Great.
All right.
And so I actually don't use those pockets typically for the same reason because I'm afraid because I know me. I'll just get up and walk away.
I always just assume that I've put something in that pocket, and I've gotten myself into the habit of even checking it, even if I know I haven't put anything in there.
Like an airplane pocket.
What if I accidentally put something in there, or maybe subconsciously put something in there? I just do not have it like blacked out, and I put like everything in there, like my underwear is in there. And
it's not a bad idea.
But so I've just conditioned myself to check it no matter what.
That's smart. You just have to. I mean, you really have to get into the muscle memory.
Yeah, it takes a while to make that transition, but
it's so dangerous. Maybe I'll use someone else's phone. Maybe I'll bring like a dummy phone. Like, always remember, or I know. I'll get one of those little things, those little zippy zip things like people use for their keys, so that it attaches to your belt loop or something.
It pulls out and then like sucks back in.
Yeah, so if I could just attach that to my phone, and everything goes into the pocket, but it's still attached to me.
Right, so that even if you do get up, it goes.
It's coming.
Like, and that's the noise it would make.
Yeah, that's the appropriate noise. Yeah. That's the Foley right there.
Foley. That's where.
So if you
I'm a master of Kung Foley.
But I have bad news because.
All
right, so
did they cut
just
me out?
between us, not just little secret. It's not so much
time.
of a secret. It's designed for this, but if everybody does it, then I'm afraid they'll stop doing it. So don't share this with anybody else. But
right, yeah.
when you get to the point where they ask you, there's 2 points where they ask you how many people. All right, as you come down the ramp, and you're going to split in each direction. They'll say how many in your party. You tell them, and then they give you a specific line to go into. I'm here to tell you, if you're an uneven party, that means if you're an odd numbered party, you will go into the better line.
Really?
Yes. You will go almost certainly into line 1, which tends to have the shorter queue. So there's that. All right, that's hack number 1. So I'm saying if you have a party of an even number, look, there's only 2 people who can sit in a car together. It behooves you to probably go ahead and divide and conquer in some way. Anyway, if you don't mind sitting next to somebody you don't know, but there's that. Yeah. However, when you get to the front, no matter what line you were assigned to, when you get to the front of that line, you will be asked one more time how many are in your party. Mm-hmm. Okay, and they're going to be the person who sends you to the specific row to board the vehicle, right? You want to tell the person how many, but you don't want to give a breath. You say 3 but. It's important to have the but right there. No pregnant pause, no hanging chat. Right, 3 but, 4 but. How many in your party? 6 but. Okay, 6 might be. Don't abuse it. Don't abuse it with 6. 2 or 4 people. 2 or 4 or 3 is fine. 1, 2, 3 or 4 is fine. Okay.
Yeah, one sort of car worth.
1 car worth, right? Which is that's like the generic caramel.
Right. Yeah. So your great aunt always had those.
So I can't even remember what they're really called now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, butterscotch something. All right, so so you get at the person. They say how many? You say 2, but I'd like to wait. Can I wait for the front? Or can I wait for the back? I'd like to wait for the back. Okay. This is important because they actually have a section dedicated for this purpose. It's way off to the front and then further than the front. It's a little standby line, and it has at least three rows, maybe 4. Yeah, and you can line in and they basically will queue people. It's like a secondary queue.
Right, you sort of sacrifice your position in line for this car or this train in order to get first in the next train.
Correct, and it's
or last.
Brilliant that they have built this in.
That's really cool. Yeah,
I've never seen anything like this. The closest thing I've seen to this is California Screamin', which is now the Incredicoaster in Disney California Adventure. They kind of have a system for that also, where kind of a section you wait in, like a little square, but nothing this fancier. This is amazing.
Yeah, this is built into the ride. Yeah, into the building.
I've been in the back. I've ridden in the back now twice. No, 3. Hold on a second. 3 times. I've ridden in the back 3 times, and in the front once. Very, very back, very, very front. Okay. It's a dramatically different experience.
Is it? Which one do you prefer?
I can't.
Clearly
tell.
the back, I guess, because
I honestly. Well, okay. So I did the back. The first time. I think the first time we got the back by accident, like just got the back. I was like, oh, I love the back, and then we got the back, and it was so amazing. I'm like, the next time we went, I said, I want the back again, so we did that, and then the next time, which was this time, I asked for the back because I wanted Henry to experience the back.
Oh, okay.
But we had to split up, and so Michelle drew the short straw, and she had to sit by herself. So but she got to sit next to this guy who was also split up from his party, right?
Yeah.
But he had bathed in this cologne.
Ooh.
It was this nice. I mean, it seemed like a nice middle-aged gentleman.
Yeah.
Well, he was wearing a tank top, which was a little weird for his age, but whatever.
Cologne and a tank top?
But he was very well groomed. Like, he took time. You could tell. But
the tank top is just not.
No, it's weird. I know, but
that doesn't fit with the rest of that.
There's the people he took way too much cologne, and so the problem was that I think Michelle thought she was taking one for the team by because she knew how much I would hate being next to Cologne Man, except that when the wind is blowing.
Were you getting the cologne?
The whole time I'm getting the cologne experience. The scent. So now the scent of Guardians is this. I don't even know what the cologne is.
Dracarn.
And I kid you not. Okay, so the first time we rode, we had September play.
Okay.
By Earth, Wind, and Fire, right? Mm-hmm. The second time we had Tears for Fears. Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Mm-hmm.
Which of all the songs in the mix it's my least favorite song.
It also kind of doesn't fit with the rest of them.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. The third time, so this time, Tears for Fears, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. And then the fourth time, when we sat in the very front, which is awesome also. Mm-hmm. Tears for Fears, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Yeah. And so now I feel like my son Alex, who near refuses to ride Star Tours anymore, not because it makes him sick, not because he doesn't enjoy it, but because he's so darn tired of getting Naboo and Hoth. He's like, it's always these. Every single time if you ride with him, you're getting Naboo. Every single time, and probably Hoth along with it. Which on their own, every once in a while, are fine. But every single time?
Yeah. I got that. I had a run of that too. And I don't remember which one it was. I think it was the Tatooine and I can't remember.
The pod racer?
Yeah.
So guys, please, it would be nice to not get that again. Okay, anyway. So the safety video, pay very close attention to the safety video.
Yes. It's important information. Mm-hmm. And we worked very hard to bring it to you.
Especially Red Guy.
Hats off to Red Guy, by the way.
It looks miserable.
Because he is. That's sense memory right there. He's just incredibly cool guy. He was really.
And you look so you look so, or the guy who plays you looks so concerned. Like like I am taking this seriously. I am of all the people in this car, I am the most serious about what's happening. This guy's life is depending on me. I'm following the rules. You guys are not. You were there was no monkeying around.
No. And that was the thing. We had the discussion with the director guy. We were like, how much fun are we having on this ride? I mean, are we riding this as a ride, or is this? He's like, well, it's kind of an escape pod, so I think it's more of a grim situation. We're like, okay, this is grim determination.
I don't think he was fully briefed.
I mean, that's what he told us.
I mean, because really, it's not really escape pod. Not the spoiler, it's not so much escape pod as it's basically a transport ship that's being turned into a chase vehicle.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right. So,
but we didn't know that. We didn't know what the storyline was at the time.
Probably like concerned bewilderment would be the appropriate like. Imagine this. Imagine you were getting to, you're in an air show and you're getting to tour this bomber. this old bomber, and you're walking around in there, and all of a sudden, the propellers turn, the jets turn, and they say, "Okay, everybody, strap in because we need to go on a bombing run."
That would be awesome. For one,
imagine that's the look that you need to have on your face because you're you're like, well, this is kind of cool, except like, oh my god, no, like
that would have been more fun to play,
right? Like I'm saying, like I think that would have been more like, is this really happening? Like, are we looking?
I better put this thing in
each other
in
like
the pocket.
Like, are we doing this right? Like, we don't like.
Because pull down on the bar because I don't want to.
Anything you did would have been better than the acting we see from some of the other people, some of the Guardians, but that's not the people that you were working with, but the Guardians people.
Oh yeah, from the actual like people who are probably getting paid major money for it.
Drax. He, what's the actor's name?
Batista.
Yeah,
David
Batista. Yes, he's amazing. He's amazing.
That guy brings it great. No matter what he's playing.
But he took this seriously, and he's like, that's the only one taking it seriously.
Yeah,
like,
he really is.
Cake? First there's toast, now there's cake. Or maybe it's the other way around. I can't remember. I love it. Great. Anyway, okay. So after this, the first time we rode that morning, went over. We tried to figure out what we're going to eat. Long story short, we ended up at Sunshine Seasons in the Land Pavilion. Go downstairs, which really is a terrific place.
It is. I always forget it's there when it's time to think about where I want to eat. I don't ever remember it. Now, that's where I say one of the best, if not the best, in-park counter service breakfasts there is on
Never
property.
had it there.
I love breakfast at Sunshine Seasons.
Right. So early to get up and get in there, but they had this ahi tuna like Asian noodle bowl thing that was amazing. Oh, cool. They had this vegetable korma thing that was amazing. It's like just great stuff. Henry got, I don't know what he got, something stupid, but it was he got chicken,
Uncrustable.
He got some. No, he got chicken. Actually, it was big. It was like a quarter chicken. It was kind of made.
Well, they got the rotisserie going back there.
Yeah, that's what it was. Like this, it was like quarter.
Weirdly mesmerizing that machine.
I didn't see it. I didn't go over there.
You can just watch them 20 spinning, and it's the double spin, right? Like there's four of them all spinning, and then each of them individually is also spinning, and so it can be like. You know how like if there's a campfire, you end up like staring at it for some reason. It's kind of like that. You sort of stare
like a moth to a flame.
It is, yeah. Except it's a dude to a chicken. I was drawn to it like a dude to a chicken.
Okay. So, but it's worth that counter service is great.
Yes,
it's great, and I think it's easy to forget that it's there.
Yeah, because you immediately go, I have to eat somewhere in World Showcase. If I'm going to eat in Epcot, I must eat somewhere in World Showcase because that's where the food is. But no, there's stuff in Future World too, or what is it now? World Discovery or World
whatever. Okay,
World Nature.
Let's not get crazy.
World
Wide World of Sports.
The World. I think that's my favorite one. World. It's the world of worlds.
But they have such a great variety of food there, though. Mm-hmm. I mean, a massive variety of food. Anyway, so we were finished. I decided I'm going to use the bathroom. I got to wash my hands, that stuff. I got to, okay. Go into this is the men's room. This is the area over by Soren.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay. Go in there. Go in there. And So a series of interesting things happen after I go in there. So I go over there. There's a set of urinals like straight ahead on each side of the room. I go to the back and then to the left, and Henry's behind me, and I think for a moment. Well, see, the dad in me would have traditionally given him the end stall, not the end, because they're not stall, but they're stalls, like little end urinal stall things, right? Like I'm going to give him the end because he's my son, and I want to protect him from
Right.
the world, right?
You're blocking for him, kind of.
I'm blocking for him. This time, however, I decided to keep it for myself. Because I think, you know what? He's 16.
Learn how the world works, kid.
It's not real crowded. He can deal with it. At this point, I'm treating myself to an end urinal here, right? So I get there, and he gets there, and he gives me. And we kind of give each other this look, this knowing look, and I said, "You're welcome," because I knew what he's thinking. Like, thanks, Dad. Thanks for taking the end. And like, yeah, welcome to adulthood. Welcome to how the world really works, right? So, and then.
It's your duty as a father.
But they're playing that great music. They're playing like the great music. I don't know if it's the land music or the Soren Q music or something.
Soren Q music is amazing.
Amazing music in there, right? And I said to him then, and I said kind of in a loud voice, I said it probably would be bad form if I pulled my phone out to record some of the sound here,
While
right?
you're in the urinal? Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And then I said in even a louder voice, I said, yeah, I'd have to be like, can everybody just not flush for a second? I'm trying to Shazam.
But I got prostate problems.
I'm like,
no, not that kind of Shazam.
I just need to pick this song up. If everyone could just not flush. 1 second, please. And he's just dying. He's like, oh my God.
I'm trying to Shazam. That's a new T-shirt.
Could be a euphemism
right
or something. Oh my God, that'd be a great T-shirt. A guy at a stall, like a guy at a urinal, right? So you're looking at him from the back, right? So there's nothing inappropriate. You're looking at him from the back. He's at this urinal, and he's got a phone in the air.
Yeah.
He's got a phone in the air, and a little bubble, like the thing is like hold your flushes. I'm trying to Shazam. Or something like that. Or maybe he just says Shazam, because that's funny, because he's holding the phone up. But the urinal, anyway, in my head it's real funny. So I go over, we finish. Oh, this is the other thing. Then Henry, poor Henry, he pushes the little button.
Uh-huh.
So I finished, and I walk over to the sink where he is, and he's at the. And of course, he took the end sink, and here I am in the middle sink, right? And I said, "Did you push the button?" And he says, "Yeah." I said, "You don't have to push the button." And he says, he was like, and then he thought I was talking about as I'm saying this, he thinks I'm also describing what he's doing. And he's just waiting for the soap to come out. And he realized, like, oh, no, it's not. So that's not an automatic soap dispenser. You have to push the thing. But I'm giving him a hard time on pushing the other button. So he's not pushing this. And so now I've, like, completely cross-wired his brain. He's, like, dying. And then
you put it into a logic loop like Captain Kirk.
Yes, exactly. And he's lathering up. He's lathering. And he goes to rinse, and the thing isn't coming on. Like, he cannot, for the life of him, get
the water?
Yeah, it came on first to, like, rinse his hand. And then after he soaped up and washed, then he couldn't get it rinsed. It was not coming on. It was like,
oh, wow.
You have to pull back and start over. It can't force it.
It has
like,
to reset.
I'm having this conversation while I'm washing my hands.
Coaching him through using the sink.
I'm coaching him through it. Like, it's like... This is great. He's dying. I know. He's like, oh my God, please just get me out of here. Then we both hear a voice. A little voice in the wilderness. Like a little voice. And this little voice is coming from my right. Henry's on my left. This little voice is coming, innocent. Mm-hmm. Childlike voice, this sweet little voice is coming from my right, and he's saying, "Hi, hi, hi. Mm. What's your name?" And I'm just thinking, and I look at Henry, and Henry's looking at me. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like I'm not looking down. I don't know what to do. And then the voice says, my name's Jonathan. What's yours? And I just like looked down at him. Cute little Jonathan standing, cute as a button. He's got like strawberry blonde, like not curly but wavy hair, and it's like a little bit longer, like just an adorable little kid, like cute as a. And I just wanted to say, where in the heck is your father? Like, why are you at a sink talking to a stranger, introducing yourself? Who is raising you, child?
Clearly not you.
But instead I said, hi. And I got the heck out of there. I couldn't get out of there fast enough. I could dry the hands fast. I was like, and I get out there. Henry's dying. He's like, this
kid put you into a panic.
He's like, no, but he was too, because he's like, what I didn't know, he knew something I didn't know. He's like, Dad, like, he said, when he finished, and he said, when Henry had finished doing his thing and pushing the button and turned around, apparently Jonathan had also been standing there with like not with his back turned, just like having finished his thing, whatever he was, pants completely to the floor.
Oh yeah, he's that age.
Stark naked. Yeah, like just standing there in the breeze. And I think it freaked Henry out. So Henry was having a very different experience when that little voice said, "Hi." And Henry didn't know what he was going to see. Well, he looked to his right. So both of us are just like staring dead ahead. Like neither one of us
worried that he
looking.
might have hopped over there with the.
I was like, oh my God. Poor little Jonathan. Oh, little Jonathan. I hope you're okay. I'm sure he's super. I mean, I'm sure he's the nicest kid in the world. I mean,
yeah, clearly very personable. Yeah.
But not there. That's not the place. That's danger.
Yeah,
don't do
not.
that.
Yeah.
Don't do that, Jonathan. So we leave there. We leave the land pavilion and immediately proceed. We needed to kill a little bit of time before the next Guardians ride. Mm-hmm. People are cursing me right now. And I said, "Oh, Henry, have you done the butterfly house? Like, have you done this?" And Henry keeps reminding me, "Dad, that's the other son." He kept reminding me, "Dad, Alex is the one who likes Epcot, not me. Like, I don't like Epcot." He's basically Henry just wanted to like do military operas, like get in, get out, like get in, do the attraction, get the heck out of there. He has no interest in wandering around. He has no interest in doing. He's like, It's like, so when I ask, "Have you done this?" He's like, he looks at me like, I haven't done it. Have you seen? You've seen Harmonious, right? Yeah. When would I have seen Harmonious? Like, no, I haven't seen Harmonious. I probably will never see Harmonious. Like, he's not. Yeah. So
if I haven't seen it with you, I haven't seen it.
Right. So.
You would already know if I had.
No, you would know. So I take him in the butterfly house, and spoiler alert, I don't think he's that impressed. But anyway, so I take him in there.
This picture of him just kind of standing there with this very unimpressed,
wandering around,
like covered in butterflies, but it's like, yes, it's great.
Wandering around, but before we get there. Or maybe it was just after we got in. It was really right around that time, that point, the entry point, where you go through the beads. And people going through the beads, don't hold the beads open for other people.
Yeah, that's the point of the beads.
That defeats the purpose. That creates a big window for the butterflies to just fly out.
Yeah,
if everyone holds the beads for everybody, then now there's a window, and you just have to. This is the one time in life where it's okay to let the door slam behind you. Like, just go through the beads and enjoy it. Right? Okay. At some point, right after the beads, this woman who had been pushing a stroller, I think there's a child in the stroller, and her husband, she turns and she yells directly in my face. Like, it wasn't like, oh, she turned around and yelled and she didn't realize like how close. No. She sound like Baymax. No. La 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 la. So she turns around. It's a great movie, right? It's so sad too. Anyway, she turns around, and then there's a moment where she knows she can see me. I'm not invisible, I don't think. And then she proceeds to yell, "Logan!" I mean, like yell. I'm not willing to yell as loud as she was yelling. Right. Logan wasn't doing anything wrong. Logan wasn't in trouble. She's just getting Logan's attention. And I'm just standing there looking at like, you don't think I'm Logan, right? Like, I mean, like, and also hard of hearing. I mean, you like. And so I kind of sidestep out of the way, like, here, have at Logan, whatever, poor Logan. And then we could not get away from them. In the butterfly house, they're practically on top. Like, everywhere we were going to be, they're there. I would try to then go somewhere else so that I wouldn't be near them. And they would get somehow through like a wormhole or something, get to where I was going before I got there. Then, oh, honey, take a picture of the garden display thing, the one that has like all the plants, that has like, there's a big display in the back that has like the names of all the plants, all the flowers and stuff that are in the garden, right? Get a picture of this, get a picture. And so they're doing the thing where they're basically holding up the entire thoroughfare so they can stand the proper distance to get the picture.
Oy.
Right? And then she says, oh, this is what we need. This is what we need. This is what we need. And at this point, I was so annoyed with them that I was real close. You can tell the mood I was already in, right? Because I was so close to saying to her, "You are not going to plant a butterfly garden. Who are you kidding? If you haven't done it yet, you've got 2 children. Logan is enough already. Like, he's a handful, apparently. There's no chance you are going to go home and plant this garden. End of story. Stop blocking the traffic." But it didn't say that.
Yeah, well.
I just kept going. I kept, and this was my moment. I'm like, oh, we can get past them here. We can get past them. Great. Okay. We go over to towards the end. I'm waiting for like Michelle and Henry to kind of catch up. I'm in this one little area right towards the end. That spot off to the right. It's a beautiful little spot. And pointing something out to Henry. And here they are again. Right there, parked by the exit, ready to go out. Okay. Come on, Logan. Let's go. Come on, Logan. Come on, Logan. Logan, let's go, come on, Logan. So then they go out through the beads. Mm-hmm. Mind you, she's never mad at Logan. Like, it's not Logan's never in trouble. It's like, she's just being encouraged to come along.
Repetitively.
So I don't think the husband said a single word. I never heard his voice once. Like, he's not getting a word in edgewise in this house, right?
I think we call that learned helplessness.
Yeah, he's just going on. Yes, please. Yes, ma'am. Okay, right. So they go through the beads. Actually, I did hear him say it was at this moment that I heard his voice for the first and last time, and he turns because Logan at this point is holding the beads open for the world. And when they convince him to leave the beads, no, come on, don't let the butterfly, come on, Logan. He then walks towards them, turns around, and begins to walk back and forth through the shower of beads. Whoosh, in both directions, choose your shoes, humbada. They're continuing to go.
Oh, they're just leaving him there.
At this point, they're a good 20 yards away. Father turns around. That's when I hear his voice, Logan. Like, you gotta do better than that, buddy. No, this is like,
what was that?
have you listened? Your wife's been yelling at Logan the entire time. What are you talking? This is Logan. It's like, this is the voice
That's
of
all you
Jesus.
got.
Like, Logan, hear me, Logan. It's like, and I guess they drew him out. I don't know. And so we get past them because they're map reading now. They're like, oh, where do we want to go next? Do you want to go? And they're talking about the things that they want to see or do, or blah, blah, blah. And then, oh, well, Figment. Well, most is the Figment. What do you mean the Figment? I don't know what you want Figment. I don't know what Figment. Let's go over here. We got into. I just want to get away from these people.
Weirdest auction in the world. How? What is that? What a Figment? Can we go Figment? What is a Figment? There are 3 Figments, 5 Figments over there, 3 Figments.
That's how it was. So I'm convinced they're going to Figment.
So I get past. So now you know where you're not going to go next.
Well, and I get past, and I tell, and Henry, no, they're all, Michelle and Henry are both tuned in at this point. Like, let's just get. And I said to them, like, let's just get past Logan. And Henry's like, Dad, I was like, I don't care. But they hear me at this point. So we get over. Okay, we walk. We're clearly not going towards Figment. I said to Henry, "It's like I can tell you where we're not going."
Yeah, heck yeah.
And I go on to Figment. That's for sure. Even if nope. Even if it's closing it today, not going to Figment. Not right now. So we head across the bridge as if we're going back towards the center. It's hard to describe now because of the walls and such. But we're going off to the left. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I kid you not. There's Logan. There's the family.
What?
Coming up along the left side.
Why?
I don't know. And I said to Henry, Michelle, stop right here. Let's take in the view of the waterfalls here. Let's just stop right here. And Henry's like, but they were in the middle of traffic. Let's just stop here and take in the lovely view. The lovely Logan-less view. And I waited until I watched them. We stood there and watched them walk into the distance. Though I could not see them anymore. They were but mere little dots on the horizon. And only then did I say, okay, let us proceed.
As long as you're not hearing Logan off in the distance.
I could not. Oh, my gosh. And Logan wasn't even the problem. I mean, Logan has issues.
Yeah.
Right? Logan needs to listen. He needs to. But
yeah, it's all kids, really.
What they're doing isn't working.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah.
But it's annoying the heck out of other people.
Right. And
they don't seem like mean people. They don't seem like bad people. They just seem like those kind of people who are just nice people, but just oblivious to the impact that they're having on the world around them. Really nice people. I'm sure like going over to their house for a dinner party or something, assuming that Logan's not a little jerk, would be fine. Like, I'm sure they're nice enough people, but in that environment where you need to be cognizant of the world around you,
it's not there.
Yeah.
These kids today, I swear.
It wasn't. The mom.
That's what I mean.
I can still see her face shouting Logan.
Well, they had to be what? 30s? Young 30s? Logan was kind of small.
I'm really bad.
Had a stroller.
He was.
Was the stroller for Logan?
I think
there was another kid that was just a non-combatant in all of this.
Oh, the other kid was just.
He was just checked out. He was like,
I'm good, guys. I'm good. just.
I've learned not to get out of the stroller.
It was like the dad version of something. Like Logan's clearly mom, leaning towards mom, and or something.
Bert,
but that was I literally almost laughed out loud when she said, "This is what we need. This is what we need." I guess because that's what that's what's been keeping you from getting that butterfly going. It's not having Never mind that I
found
could
the key.
I could Google search it right now and find images that you just took.
Right. Yeah.
But you go ahead and believe your little fantasy.
Yeah. I mean, how many times have you been sitting in front of that couple
why would you yell it
living
out
with
loud?
the land that are going like, we're going to do that. That's what we need to do. We need to do with a tomato tree or whatever.
Or why would you say that? Like, why talk to people? Don't say that out loud. Just talk about it later. Talk about it later.
This is not the place, Marge.
This is a butterfly house. We don't need you yelling into the universe. It's not like you're not going to, what do you call it? You're not going to manifest your butterfly garden by telling us all that this is what you need. Oh, because you wait for oh, okay.
Even the butterflies are annoyed with you.
The butterfly. I did wonder about that.
Landing on you.
The chrysalis.
Yeah, where the caterpillar turns into the butterfly.
Yeah,
inside
the chrysalis. Yeah, the chrysalis.
Chrysalis.
I wondered. I'm looking at this. I've wondered this a lot. I mean, there's several rows in there. I didn't do the math. I think I could do it in my head. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's really like 10 by maybe 15 rows, right? Okay. So 150, maybe or something. Maybe I'm exact. I think that's probably right. I don't know. But it seems to me, given all the butterflies that are in there, and they're almost all like wiggling. Some of them have the butterflies coming out of them. Some of them are just like beginning to like shake. Some of them are empty. Oh, yeah. Some of the butterflies are already out, but they're just like hanging there drying. Like laundry.
Like, give me a sec.
Just give me. Can you just?
Yeah. I just woke up.
Wait a second, guys. I gotta dry out.
I have not had the coffee yet.
I gotta dry out.
Chill
I can't.
out.
You know what happens, Ron?
You don't want me flying wet.
Remember what happened last time, Ron?
I almost never got unstuck from that window.
They're like, I haven't done this before, but this doesn't feel right yet.
I read the manual. The safety video.
I know, like nothing's really going through their heads, but that's kind of effectively what they're doing. God, like what this thing? What is this? And it's wet. What am I supposed to do with this? And I guess maybe that's what happens. Maybe they try to shake it off so much that's when they realize
they can fly.
Oh, I can fly. Yeah, that's the thing. Now I don't know. Anyway, that's not what I was going to talk about. There's so many in there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not enough to really populate. Plus the ones escaping because of Logan. Like there's got to be. They must have. Plus you never see any caterpillars. That's the curious thing.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Where are all the freaking caterpillars? Like, how do you have all these butterflies? You got all these butterflies turning things. These little chrysalises turning into butterflies. They're but you never see any caterpillars.
Yeah. Maybe they're audio animatronic. Maybe they're not really butterflies. The carousel of butterflies.
You know that can't be true because they're all functioning.
That's true.
Right? So...
One of them didn't catch on fire or anything.
They didn't just start like... So... they don't have like flashing lights on one. Like, look, it's flying. It's like, that ain't flying. That's a disco light. Mm-hmm. So they must have somewhere stashed away. Like there must be like a little factory. There must be like, I don't know.
Cranking out caterpillars?
Caterpillars that are then eventually like being fed and then eventually turning into little like
as soon as they sort of chrysalis up, then they put them in the...
How do they know to chrysalis up on the tray?
Yeah, I don't know.
Unless the tray, maybe they take... I don't know. I want to see this part of the operation. This part's missing. We need this part. We need this part. I don't want to see the end. I want to see the beginning.
Yeah.
Don't just show me the end.
A hormone or some kind of a chemical or something that you could spray them with, and then that makes them want to do the chrysalis thing or something.
Well, I just feel it's probably just a natural life. I mean, I assume they like.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you kind of want it in demand, and you want it you want them to chrysalis up in a specific spot, right? Surely, so that they can transfer it easily to the area.
What if this is like kimono?
Kimono?
Yeah, isn't that what it's called? What was it called? No. Yeah,
That's a traditional
the planet. Not the dress. What's the planet where the clones?
Camino.
Camino. I knew it was like that.
El Camino.
El Camino. Thank you. It's like wearing a kimono in El Camino.
I know, and driving an El Camino. Yeah,
it happens all the time.
Camino. That's how you clone yourself.
This is like a clone. What if this is like an operation? Like go and see that.
Could be. You
That's
go back there
amazing.
and there's like a bunch of Imagineers with 3 foot long necks. And
they're like, I don't know why they make us wear the suits, but they make us wear the suits.
they said it's tradition. I don't know what that means.
No one even sees it. It's authentic. That's what they keep telling us. That would make sense though, because if this laboratory, what if this laboratory was in the middle of the seas?
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. That's what that was for the whole time.
The whole time, man.
They're like, we can tell them it's about oceanography and stuff, but this is where we're going to clone butterflies. Did you get in your neck suit? Have you gotten that yet? All right. The fit? Cool. Yeah, so you watch Doorways. That's the hard one. That's the hard part. That's our master plan.
I do worry though. I do worry. I'm afraid that there's like some part of this operation they don't want us to see.
Yeah,
it seems like that's
the ugly part, right?
That's such an important part of what's going on.
Yeah, it's part of the life cycle. You'd think that would be
like
part
the whole.
of it.
I mean, even just the Encanto thing, the whole 2 Arguitos, how you're not bringing that IP in?
Yeah.
Dos Arguitos. That's like the whole story, the love story about the 2 caterpillars and how they oh my God, how are they not working that in? I'll tell you what, because they're not showing us the caterpillars.
Yeah, because those caterpillars don't do it that way.
And you, I don't know. I mean, I want to.
Or maybe it's
I
like
I don't want to impact our rating.
Is that a Captain and Tennille song about caterpillar love or something? Those muskrats. But I was thinking it might also be like Jurassic Park, right? They've got this lab, and then they're getting caterpillar DNA out of pieces of amber or something, and then BD Wong is in there going, oh yeah, we bred raptor butterflies.
Who?
BD Wong. BD Wong is the actor that.
I thought you said Obi-Wan at first. I was like,
Obi-Wan. Yes, Obi-Wong.
We're back to Camino, but somehow now with Jurassic Park, it's Jurassic Camino.
Wow, Obi-Wong. That would be awesome. It's BD Wong as a Jedi. That would kick butt. That would be awesome. I like that dude. He's cool.
I haven't seen it. I saw the first Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah.
Way back in the 90s, and I have seen no additional Jurassic Park movies.
None of the other Jurassic Park movies are
or any of the
good.
Jurassic.
I did not like Lost World. Jurassic Park 3 was just garbage. Jurassic World is interesting.
Is that the most recent one?
Well, it's the second most. It's the first of the new breed, the ones with Chris Pratt in them. And it was interesting because they really do kind of nail the theme park thing really well, and it's kind of fun because you're like, oh yeah, and that being such theme park nerds as we are, it's fun to see them kind of making fun of certain aspects that you're like, yeah, it's totally like that. But the actual story is not great, and I haven't seen any of the ones after that. And then there's this
So
the big super duper crossover that's supposed to be coming out later. That's got everybody from the old ones and everybody from the new ones in it at the same time, which sounds awful. Whenever they do something that's that big and that anticipated.
So those people from the from the original movie, they were not. They haven't been in any of the other movies.
I don't think any of the new ones. No, I don't think so. Okay. But everybody, Grant and Sattler and Ian Malcolm, all three of those guys.
Ian Malcolm. Is Ian Malcolm...
Jeff Goldblum.
Which is the guy... Oh, no. Oh, wait, that's his character in the movie?
Yeah, Ian Malcolm's his character in the movie.
Who's the paleontologist dude?
Richard Attenborough.
Is that Richard?
Richard Attenborough. What's his name?
Richard Attenborough. Isn't that the nature guy?
Yeah, and that's why I always get it mixed up. David Attenborough.
Gosh, now I'm confused. Is it David Attenborough or Richard Attenborough? Which is it? Oh, man. Oh, come on, people. Because one of the Attenboroughs has the whole the Jurassic thing on Apple TV now.
Oh. Well,
which is apparently is interesting. And it's the nature dude. But no, is that Richard Attenborough or is that David Attenborough?
I want to say David is the actor.
Richard Attenborough he's an English actor, but I don't think that's... Richard Attenborough is the guy you're thinking of.
Yeah.
That's not the one I'm thinking
of. Okay.
So David Attenborough is the nature dude. No, I'm talking about the paleontologist guy.
Oh, you're talking... Well, Grant.
The guy,
Dr. Grant.
I don't know. I don't watch the movies. I don't know. Like
Sam Neill is the actor's name.
Sam Neill. So you sure it's Sam Neill?
Well, I don't know now. I don't know which one you're talking about. You're talking about the main guy.
The main guy.
The They Do Move in Herds guy. Yeah, that's Sam Neill.
That's Sam Neill. Okay. Yeah.
And he was also Borodin in Hunt for Red October, and he's...
Right. Yeah. He doesn't seem to age, that guy.
He does not.
He's looked
true.
The same since the first time I ever saw him. The first movie I ever saw him in when I was a kid. A movie I loved. I'm a little nervous to tell you that I love this.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I would pretend.
Freaky Friday, is it?
It's a little weird. When I remember this one day that I was home, I was sick, and I had to go to my grandparents because I couldn't stay home because my mother wasn't going to be there. Anyway, I went home. I went to my grandparents. They had HBO. God bless America, and this movie was on, and I remember, and I'd seen it already, and I remember when I saw that it was on, I was like, I'm watching this.
It was Event Horizon, wasn't it?
How I was allowed to watch this movie in broad daylight under the nose of someone of the greatest generation, I have no idea. But it was the final conflict, which was the third in the Omen trilogy.
Oh, Sam Neill's in that? I didn't know that.
He plays Damien as an adult.
Oh, does he? Okay.
It's amazing.
The first movie I ever saw him in was Hunt for Red October, and
this is from, I don't know, when was this made? It was
I'm just completely oblivious to anything that he was in before that for some reason. But now that you mention it, I can see the box for that movie with the guy on it, and now that you say that, of course that's Sam Neill.
Young version of him. Yeah. Wow. Now he looks really young now that I'm looking at this, but when I was a kid, he looks like he does now.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
But he's really young in this picture. And this movie, Rotten Tomatoes did not give it a lot of love.
Oh.
But 82% of Google users liked the movie for what it's worth.
Yeah, well, that's Google users.
1981.
81. Wow.
81. So by the time it was on HBO, it was probably 82, right? Maybe. That would have made me 9.
9, yeah.
I probably...
You're watching an Omen movie.
Final Conflict. Yeah.
Final Conflict.
Yeah, probably.
Because I always got that one mixed up. Because I think when I was a kid, I got that one mixed up with Final... What was it? Final...
Countdown?
Well, I think it is called Final Countdown. It's the one where the aircraft carrier gets sucked back in time to the Pearl Harbor thing.
That's a great movie.
Yeah. And so I would think that was that, movie. And I would watch it, and it was very not that.
No, you should. This is worth seeing. You could. I'm sure it's on Netflix or something. I don't know. If you like that kind of movie. I love that kind of stuff. When I was like the demonic. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't get enough of that
like
stuff. The Exorcist and Amityville Horror. And that wasn't so much demonic. Well, I love that. They don't make good horror movies like that anymore.
I like the ones that not only are demon-oriented, but like oriented toward that sort of battle between the demons and the angels. Like The Prophecy. Yeah. I really love The Prophecy.
All that stuff. What about The Seventh Sign?
Seventh Sign. Yeah, that
not scary, but
not really, but it was neat. I like that epic clash thing. I love Constantine. The other one? That's another one that's like
Constantine was good. Yeah. Oh yeah. I see what you did to us, Logan. You know who you remind me of, Logan? You ever seen The Omen, Logan?
Let me tell you about Damien.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever ridden a little tricycle across the catwalk?
You like movies about gladiators?